Friends, hello! Today we are getting acquainted with the update of the model which has historically been the leader of the amateur speed segment, or you can say training for professionals. A model that was first picked in the lightweight segment, thanks to comfort not normally found in this subsection. This is ADIDAS ADIZERO Boston 10, a model with a crazy amount of updates that change its behavior, its performance and the expectations from it. Let's figure it all out. Of course, you need to start with understanding this model. Historically, Boston has been a shoe that is very close to speed segment. It had no additional fixation elements, had the thin midsole, but still had a more comfortable upper and a slightly increased cushioning. Due to this, model was suitable to amateurs. Now, with Adidas new speed assortment, it is messed up. We will have separate reviews on the Adios Pro 2 and Prime X, but they are totally not like the previous models, while Boston's mission and concept remain the same, to enable amateurs to use similar models. However, if we compare Boston 9 versus Boston 10, we feel a complete lack of understanding. Different upper, different lockdown, different midsole, different stability. Perhaps it will be easier if they called this model differently, but that is their business, and our task is to figure out the details. The upper is no longer engineered mesh, like in previous version. It is a lightweight rigid mesh. It's hard to say that it makes the model lighter, because it is not the only element here, but it provides excellent ventilation at the arch of the foot. An important addition to the entire ADIZERO range are pads on the heel. This has been lacking for Adidas for a long time, and it's good. But the main thing we want to show is the second layer of mesh under the toe. Soft material that is made for comfort. So this top can really be used by amateurs. The level of comfort is sufficient, although of course not the maximum. Let's continue with lockdown. After all, this is what makes this model significantly different. On the toe, we see strong reinforcement that firmly hold the toe when rolling and lift off. And the same on the heel. Large polyamide element overlays to secure heel during landing and rolling. On the arch of the foot, there is a slightly simpler solution. Here we see only small seals. It is more a compromise rather than extra detail. So this is again a sufficient lockdown for any amateur. It is clearly heavier than on fast models, but the level of comfort and safety is higher thanks to it. Next, let's talk about the materials of the midsole. Here we see 4 details. Firstly, there is a large light strike layer in the heel, and we want to emphasize your attention. In this model, you can land on the heel, cushioning is sufficient. The second piece, Light Strike Pro foam, located only in the toe. It is the softest and the most resilient foam in the Adidas range. You would say, but here it is under the heel. We will talk about this later. Next, we need to mention carbon plate in the heel. We actually stand on it. It serves for stability. And last but not least, carbon rods along the entire length. And it's great that they are visible from below. It's beautiful. They serve to activate the swing effect. We'll talk about all of this later, but for now we know that the model has a lot of cushioning, sufficient amount even for amateurs. Now let's talk about stability. Look at the side of Light Strike Pro layer, and now look from the other side. It's a fake layer, made as a bumper for stability. Why would you make stability element of your most expensive, very soft, relatively heavy foam? Well, it's clear that you have improved stability, and it's amazing here. And in combination with the carbon plate in the heel, there is a lot of it here. But at what cost did you do it? We describe it this way. Boston 9 weighs 275 grams. Boston 10 in the same size, 343 grams. So the stability is not just sufficient, but even good. And this is perhaps one of the only models on the market with accentuated swing effect in which you can land on the heel. But everything has a price. Next, let's talk about rolling. And here everything is just super. This is the same as we felt on the first ADIOS Pro, the same as in the fastest running models. High midsole, sharp bevel, carbon rods, the whole swing effect in full glory. This is when we squeeze the toe through the bevel, and through the curved carbon rods we get a push into the heel, so the lift is much more efficient. What's more, the rear of the shoe is reinforced and stabilized, which means the effect can be used with any landing, whether it be on the whole foot, be it on the heel. Well, only from the toe you can't run, you can't activate the bevel. Last detail, outsole. Here we see an improvement, better rubber, and the tread is deeper, and there are more zones with the tread. In general, high quality grip on the asphalt is provided. Let's summarize ADIDAS ADIZERO Boston 10. First, we need to remember their purpose is to enable amateurs to use the models like professionals. Of course, this requires improvements, and we see them here. The comfort of the upper has been improved, the lockdown has been improved, stability has been greatly improved, as well as the shock absorption. Anyone could use this model and at the same time use the same advantage as professionals, the swing effect. But what price did you have to pay for all of this? Weight. It is not the same lightweight model anymore. Now it is more like a daily trainer model. Is it good or bad? To be honest, we haven't even decided yet. On the one hand, we have lost a segment that seems to be no longer popular on the market. On the other hand, we have received a qualitative continuation of the fast range. Let's hope that the model SL20 or ADIZERO ADIOS will simply replace the old Boston model. Let's wait and see. Well, that's it for today. Keep well and enjoy running!